Hello guys, today's video will be on simultaneous equations. This is an extra part to the topic we did last week, which was equations, and we're just going to be going on further with that topic. Now we're going for simultaneous equations, which is solving several equations at the same time. Okay, let's get started. A simultaneous equation is basically when you have a few equations and you're solving it at the same time. And in a simultaneous equation, there can be two variables. So there can be x and a y. So a simultaneous equation is not like x plus 3 equals 7 and find x. We're only having one variable over here. But in the simultaneous equations, they tend to have two variables. So at the end of the equation, you will be expected to find out x and also the y. So in an exam, this is how a simultaneous equation will look like. Okay? They'll have a bracket on the side and they'll write 4x plus y equals 17 and 2x plus y equals 9. This is a typical exam question for simultaneous equations, and you're asked to find x and y. So we have to find the x and the y. Okay? To solve a simultaneous equation, there are two ways. One is reduction, subtraction, elimination, just taking away. So one is elimination. One method is the elimination method, and the other method is the substitution method. Okay? The elimination method is when you eliminate one variable so you can easily solve the other. So in each question, like in this question, we have to see whether elimination method is suitable or the substitution method is suitable. The substitution method is when you substitute a term inside the other equation. So let's try it. We'll solve it in both ways. To start off with, we'll use the elimination method. Okay? The elimination goes like this. So we have equation number 1 and equation number 2. So now what do? To eliminate, we need to eliminate one variable. I want to choose one variable over here. Since the y and y are not occupied by any number in front, we can easily reduce that by subtracting these two equations. So it can go 1 minus 2 equals, so 4x minus 2x, 2x, y minus y is 0, which means we've just eliminated y since there's nothing in front, and by subtracting equation number 1 and equation number 2, we have eliminated y. And on the other side of the equal, 17 minus 9 equals 8. Simple math, x equals 4. We found x, and now to find y, we substitute this back inside one of the equations. You can use any equation. You can either use equation 1 or equation 2. So x equals 4 is substituted inside equation number 1. So 4 times 4 is 16 plus y equals 17. So y equals 1. So now we've just found out x equals 4 and y equals 1. So this is a way of using the elimination method. We've just eliminated one variable, which means in an elimination method we can either eliminate x or eliminate y, whichever is easier. And we need to subtract, multiply, divide, or use any mathematical operation towards the two equations to eliminate one variable, so we can easily solve the other. And then the next part is using that answer, substitute it back inside one equation to get the other value. So at the end of the equation, we actually get x and y. Okay, so now let's use the substitution method. Substitution now. Substitution. Okay, for substitution now, we need to find out, we need to bring one of the equations to the terms of y, because that's the only one without a number in front. So let's change equation number 1, make it 1 dash. We'll move it into terms of y, okay? So y equals negative 4x plus 17. And then we substitute y equals negative 4x plus 17 into the other equation. That makes 2x minus 4x plus 17 equals 9, which is negative 2x equals negative 8x equals 4. So just like we did in the elimination method, we got the same answer, x equals 4. Now, to find y, we substitute x equals 4 back inside y equals negative 4x plus 17. And what does that give us? Remember, x equals 4. We need to substitute it back inside this equation. So y equals negative 16 plus 17 equals 1. And as we said before, x equals 4, y equals 1. So as you can see, in the elimination method and the substitution method, you get the same answer, which means you can use either one, depending on which one the question looks more into. So let's say in this type of question, I would go for the elimination method because you can easily eliminate y over there. So let's look at a question where we'll look at another question, yeah? So you've just learned the two methods of using a simultaneous equation. So now let's try a different question. This different question, we'll go in the elimination method because I think this will be easier for this question. Question is 3x minus 4y equals 17. X plus 4y equals 3. Okay, in this question, it's quite obvious. We have to use the elimination method actually, because the negative 4y over here and the positive 4y, we can easily reduce it and get rid of it. So we'll be left with only the x to solve. So to do this, we need to have negative 4y plus 4y to get 0. 0 means we get rid of that variable in our equation for now. So to do that, we need to add equation 1 and 2. Now previous question, we subtracted it. This time we need to add, because negative 4y plus positive 4y equals a 0, okay? So when we add it, 3x plus x equals 4x, negative 4y plus 4y equals 0. So we just wiped out y from our equation. And on the other side of the equal, 17 plus 3 equals 20. So x equals 5. Now, once we got x equals 5, we substitute back inside one of the equation. So sub x equals 5 into, we can choose. I'm going to choose 2. You can also choose 1. Doesn't make a difference. So you can substitute inside any equation you like. So you can either do equation 1 or equation 2. But I will do equation 2. Since it's easier, I think. So 5 plus 4y equals 3. And 4y equals negative 2. And y equals negative half. So, okay, fine. Now our answer is x equals 5. Y equals negative 1 over 2. So, if you don't believe me on this question, you can always substitute your answers back inside one of the equations, and you must get this answer or this answer. Okay? Give you some time to think about that. There we go. So we have to get this answer or this answer when we substitute. So remember, x equals 5, y equals negative 1 over 2. And I'll show you whether that's correct. So x equals 5 and y equals negative 1 over 2. Substitute inside equation 2 to check our answer. This is not compulsory, But if you really want to be sure you got the correct answer, you can always check back, because in an equation question, it's very hard to get it wrong, because you can always substitute your answer back inside the original equation and see whether it's true. So x equals 5 minus 2 equals, we get 3, yay! That means our answer is correct. But if your answer is not 3, when your LHS, your left hand side, the calculation on this side, and the answer you get is not equal to what you have on the right hand side, that means your answer is wrong and you need to repeat the question or find the fault you made. So that was a basic way of looking at simultaneous equations. This is a way of solving two equations at the same time, and finding the two variables. There can be two variables are the basic one in simultaneous equations. There can also be 3 variables, and 4, 5, 6. They can go on and on and on. This is just a basic way of looking at simultaneous equations, where we're actually solving two equations at the same time, and we're finding the value of two variables. So in a simultaneous equation, just for a summary, there is this bracket on the side. There are two equations. Okay, let's say equation 1 is 2x plus y. Next equation is 3x plus y. And then equals maybe 5 equals maybe 3. So any equation might be given in your exam paper, and then they will tell you your first step always in solving a simultaneous equation is putting a dot on each side and labeling each equation, which is equation 1, equation 2. And then you decide whether you use the elimination method or the substitution method, whichever is optimum for the topic you're actually doing. So for this one, since we can easily eliminate the y's, we use the elimination method, which means we subtract equation 1 and equation 2, and then we get the value of y, and then we substitute the value of x. We subtract equation 1, equation 2, we get the value of x, okay, and then substitute the value of x back inside one of these equations to get the value of y. And then once you get x and y, you substitute both these values inside one of these equations, and your left hand side answer must match your right hand side answer. Okay, thank you. That was a quick video, I think 12 minutes, on simultaneous equations. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to my website mathsforgeeks.wordpress.com, and have a good day. Thank you.